Hello everyone. You've probably met people that are so beautiful that you want to ask them which model agency they work with, simply because they're astoundingly beautiful. But in reality, this guy doesn't do photo shoots for glossy magazines, but instead he builds houses for a living. And this attractive girl doesn't even know how to pose, and instead she saves cute little animals in a veterinary clinic. You know, it's almost impossible to tell what a person does just by looking at their face. So today we're going to show you 10 people whose occupations are not related to the modeling business, but nevertheless, they look like they could appear on the covers of Vogue, Cosmopolitan, or GQ. Let's get it on. Melissa Theriault. It's hard to believe, but this gorgeous girl who looks like a top model is actually a French journalist and TV presenter. In 2006, the tabloid Daily Express called Melissa Theriault the most beautiful news reporter in the world. And of course, readers of the American edition of the magazine Maxim couldn't miss this beauty. In May 2007, she became the most beautiful woman in the world, at least according to the French edition of the FHM magazine. And if you hadn't heard about her before, now you can add her name to your crush list and start putting her pictures all over your room. Well boys, you can only envy her husband, French actor Jamel Debbouze. Just look at her smile, it's so charming and literally bewitches your eyes. And what about her professional skills? Wow, a real treasure. Mikhail Varshavsky. If you think that you can only see the most handsome men on TV screens or in magazines like GQ, then take a look at Mikhail Varshavsky. This cute 28-year-old American orthopedic doctor was recognized as the most attractive doctor on the planet by People magazine. Just look at his pictures on Instagram, which have a huge number of likes from his nearly 3 million followers. Girls, what would you do to meet this man? It's funny that Mikhail himself wanted to know the answer to this question. He became even more famous thanks to a charity auction which was held in 2016. And as you might have guessed, the main prize of the internet contest was a date with Dr. Mike. This is the name he uses in Instagram. Just imagine, to win the contest, thousands of girls donated large sums of money, although they just needed to go to the website and donate at least $10. Thanks to this charming guy, the charity collected $91,000 in a few weeks. And how much would you pay for a date with this gorgeous doctor? Many girls still hope that someday Dr. Mike will appear on some magazine cover so they would buy it. Rania Al Abdullah. Who said politicians can't be good looking? If you don't believe this is possible, then take a look at this woman, whose name became famous not from magazines with her photographs in bikini. Rania Al Abdullah is the Queen of Jordan. This beautiful woman takes an active part in international politics and fights for women's rights in her country. You won't believe it, but this attractive young woman also has 4 children. In addition, you can get to know her better. In 2008, Rania created her own channel on YouTube to start a discussion about the perception of the Arab world in the West. And, well, if you're not interested in such serious topics, don't be upset. On the internet, there are a lot of beautiful photos of Rania in elegant clothes by Italian fashion designer Giorgio Armani, who considers the Queen to be his muse. You can put this gorgeous woman in your list of favorites, and we're moving on. Jeremy Meeks. Do you think that all criminals deserve a cruel punishment, or maybe they deserve to be on the covers of glossy magazines? Well, take a look at this criminal named Jeremy Meeks, who became really popular in social networks because of his incredibly good looks. And his tattoos, in particular a tear under the left eye, caused a real sensation. Interestingly, the photograph of Jeremy arrested for illegal possession of weapons published in 2014 on the Facebook page of Californian city of Stockton collected almost 100,000 likes and about 13,000 reposts. Internet users immediately began to express admiration for the handsome criminal, and the fans of this bad boy even created a fan page in his honor. Patrice Brown. How do you picture an ideal teacher? Most people probably think that a teacher should dress as conservatively as possible and look strict. However, in many schools there is no dress code, and everyone can come to work dressed any way they like. This is exactly what young American teacher Patrice Brown does. But the outfits of this beautiful girl don't appeal to all the parents of her students, although her clothes would be perfect for the cover of a fashion magazine. Now, open Instagram and find this stunning girl's account. because Patrice often posts her outfits there. So boys, you can drool a little looking at her photos, and you girls can take a note of a couple of her outfits. Olivier Giroud. Nowadays, mixing soccer and model business is not something strange. Think, for example, of Cristiano Ronaldo or David Beckham, who combine their football career with posing for fashion magazines and working for all sorts of charities. But this handsome man still remains in the shadow of his stunning appearance. So, we want to introduce you to Olivier Giroud, a soccer player from London, Arsenal. Maybe you don't know, but this brutal man took part in Hugo Boss and CoverGirl campaigns. Just look at this guy's face. He must appear on the cover of GQ. We're sure that thousands of girls would line up to get this issue. Isn't he charming? Gunn Narton. Prepare for a hot fire. This beauty from Norway works in the fire department and is a part-time personal trainer, and she has an Instagram account where she gives fitness advice. You have to agree, this charming Norwegian girl deserves the title of the most attractive woman firefighter, which people gave her in social networks. Gunn Narton practices sports all the time to match fellow men in terms of physical preparation. But this cute girl could sign a contract with some famous modeling agency, don't you think? According to Narton, she created her blog on Instagram to inspire people to destroy stereotypes and follow their dreams. Well, she certainly broke our stereotypes. Not every day we meet a firefighter woman that looks like a model. We think some guys would happily arrange a small fire somewhere and call the fire department just to meet Narton. Lewis Hamilton. Do you follow the racing season of Formula 1? If your answer's no, then you do miss a lot, at least because its members are not just random people wearing helmets, but really handsome men. Look at one of them. Lewis Hamilton is the #1 racer today, world champion in 2008 and 2014. According to Lewis, he dreamt of becoming a racer since he can remember himself. What a shame he wasn't dreaming of becoming a model. By the way, at one of the press conferences, Lewis admitted that if he hadn't become a racer, he would have worked in the IT industry. Well, we can say we're lucky then, because it's unlikely that the world would be able to see this macho if he spent the whole day sitting at the computer. Alana Blanchard. People say that everyone born in the Hawaiian Islands learns to swim before they start walking. We don't know whether this is true, but Alana's father was a surfer, and the girl got on the board very early. At a very young age, she experienced a serious shock. A shark attacked her best friend and bit off her arm. Ugh, it's scary to even imagine that. But this only brought the girls closer together and didn't make Alana stay away from the sea. Moreover, at the age of 15, the surfer girl started to rock and got several prizes in various professional competitions, one after another. Maybe you've never heard of them, but just take our word for it, it's very, very cool. It's like being Aquawoman, just without the beard. Of course, Alana's good looks couldn't be ignored. In 2011, Blanchard took 6th place in the list of 100 most beautiful girls according to the magazine Men's Health, and more recently the edition of Freak Surf magazine included Blanchard in the list of the best surfers. By the way, today Alana is not only a talented sportswoman, but also a caring young mother, which frankly requires no less patience, strength, and superhero skills. Aaron Schock. When you're lucky to be born beautiful, you can choose many different life paths. For example, you can enjoy your beauty, shoot for glossy magazines, or at least try to get somewhere in Hollywood. Well, you know, if you smile charmingly from the screen a couple of times, thousands of women may think you're the new Clark Gable or, well, at least Ryan Gosling. But Aaron Schock from Minnesota chose a different path for himself. From an early age, he rushed to big politics, literally shot off at his maximum pace. Just imagine, when he graduated from university at the age of 23, he became the youngest member of the House of Representatives of Illinois, where he worked until 2009. Although he could also flex his muscles on the beach or present a new collection, for example for Levi's, because he looks extremely good. The CNN hosts once even offered Schock to undress on the air, so that the audience could appreciate his physical form, and at the same time compare it with the muscles of the then current president Barack Obama. However, the young politician modestly refused this offer. And now friends, tell us in the comments who else in your opinion could be on this list, and don't forget to like the video if you really think that all these men and women are incredibly handsome and beautiful. If you haven't checked Jelly Gummy Bear's channel yet, you should do it right away. You'll certainly like all the funny experiments with the jelly bear, cool life hacks, awesome homemade stuff, and exciting adventures that are waiting for you on the channel. Thanks for watching. Please like and share the video in social networks, and we'll be right back to you as fast as we can.